Hello and welcome to Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Gemini. If Gemini is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Gemini. And tonight our card is the Four of Cups. I'm going to go ahead and lift this up and we're going to see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. If you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a like or a comment, I would love to hear from you. Absolutely, and appreciate all of the engagement. It does help things, I guess, is what they say. All right. So let's see, Gemini. So the first thing that I really noticed is that it looks like there is the name Jill, Jill. Somehow a Jill may be involved. We have a turtle right here. We have the moon. Kind of looks like a satyr, maybe looking upwards, kind of in a reclined position. Oh, and then we have, yes, the oil lamp. So kind of the lamp that you would see, that you rub and a genie or a djinn comes out and you make your 3 wishes. So I feel like you do, and this is right at the core, you have some wishes that will be granted pretty soon here. Now we're coming up on Gemini season, so maybe this coincides with your rising luck coming into, if you are a solar Gemini, coming into the birthday Gemini season, right? So I feel like there is a sense of like things kind of going your way more and more, feeling quite blessed and maybe even just like astounded that things are kind of working in your direction. Okay, now we also have that turtle. So the turtle lets me know that I need to let you know, you really got to take things slow, right? Take your time. Keep your head about you. Definitely, if you are going to make any like big decisions, really taking the time to consider, is this the right move? Is this the right path? Everything that is meant to be in your life at any given time, at least the important things, the most important things, right? They will last through going slowly with it, right? And I fully believe this. Anything that is enduring, right? It's an expansive thing. It's not something that is, it comes and goes quickly. So yes, and I feel like this really has to do with those kind of blessings coming, the wishes granted, making sure that, yeah, we can like get these, little fortunes and wins and wishes, our dreams come true. But it's easy to squander that. It's easy to kind of lose touch with self and taking things for granted, right? And then they kind of just dissipate. So I really do. I feel like this is a reminder to you as you do kind of obtain the things that you want to, the things that you want to and you want, then this is a time where, yeah, make sure you're taking care with it. All right. So we also have, and I keep looking at this and I keep thinking, now it looks like it's an IOU. Okay. So it also looks like an 8. We have an 8 and maybe even 8, 6. So 86. And I feel like maybe you are going to be paid back for something, you know, like maybe you borrowed some money out, you know, maybe you lended somebody, you know, some help or whatever, and now it's kind of coming back and you are going to kind of, you know, collect on that. Not that you necessarily were looking to, but it is like you did somebody a good turn and now, you know, they're coming back around to help you out there. Okay. Pudgy is down here yodeling. He doesn't usually yodel during my readings. I've heard that he does during Paul's. Shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot. You know, the funny thing about Pudgy is that he's 16 and he's been doing this thing where whatever place I've ever lived in with him, and I've had him since he was like about 2. So all these years later, 14 years later, he's always done the same. He just likes to go into places that echo, and then he will just, and I don't know. Do your cats do that? It's interesting, definitely. He sounds like so sorrowful sometimes. It reminds me of like some kind of like sad troubadour. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? We have the goddess figure. Oh, and we had the moon up here. Let me just speak on the moon. Now we're almost at the new moon. Okay, and the new moon really affects me. It really does. Maybe it really affects you too, but I feel like we are really feeling the pull of its absence. And is that right? Is it almost the new moon? How long ago was the eclipse? Because that was the new moon too. And actually, let me look at this because I could be wrong, but I think it is the new moon almost again. Yeah, it is. Okay. So when this comes out, we'll be a day or 2 out from the new moon. My goodness, time has really passed so quickly. I can't, the eclipse, I guess, well, yeah, it was, a month ago, I guess. Was it? No. I don't know. Now I don't remember. I've been moving, right? I moved during that period of time. So my memory, my brain is just foggy. So yes, we are really, we are under that kind of energy of the absent goddess. Okay. We also have goddess here, and arms lifted up. So I do feel like this is a time where maybe if you keep some kind of altar, if you're somebody that maybe puts out offerings, or you do a blessing over your home, or, you know, maybe you have like special statues you put outside, or, you know, whatever it is. I feel like this is a call towards whatever your ritual is. Maybe it is prayer. Maybe it is being of service to others. It doesn't matter. Formal, informal, something you created yourself, or you're following, you know, some like, you know, obscure grimoire or whatever. Like you're very involved, right? This is a time where I feel the goddess is calling you, right? And I definitely, if there is some practice that you partake in, this is the time to kind of indulge that. Go into that, explore that. Now, if this is something that you've never really done, you're not necessarily that much of a religious person or a spiritual person, maybe, or maybe you are, but you don't really partake in like physical acts of devotion. I think if you are open, right? You might not be open to this, and that's fine, right? That's totally fine. But I do feel like maybe finding something that suits you. You know, even finding like a beautiful picture, a painting, something that brings some kind of emotion to you, like it invokes something in you. Hang that in one of your sacred spaces, in your room, in a place that you spend time, maybe like in your, if you are a painter or, you know, a musician, or you have a studio or a place that you like to work, or, you know, wherever you spend time that's important to you, where you might be in thought, or, you know, it's a place of honor. So it doesn't have to be a picture, but I feel like this is a beautiful, beautiful blessing upon the space that, yeah, this is where we kind of recharge ourselves. This is where we contemplate. This is where inspiration visits us. This is where, you know, we begin to manifest and lie our head down and dream, and this is where we cry, and this is where we are vulnerable, and where, you know, we can exist being unseen, unwitnessed, and you know, kind of peel away the many masks and costumes that we wear throughout our daily life. And so, you know, I don't often bring these things up as much. I did when I was first doing my readings, because I really feel that ritual is something that belongs in most people's lives. Now, we might have like a negative connotation to the idea of magic and occult and ritual, and that's understandable. But if you really think about it, our routines are rituals, the little things that we kind of do for comfort and taking care of self, and, you know, whatever it is, these are all rituals that we partake in. And I think, you know, at times it's good to do things that maybe they can feel frivolous, because they don't always, like, you do the thing and all of a sudden, you know, you have an immediate confirmation, or, you know, there's some kind of magical occurrence. That doesn't always happen. Actually, I don't know that it happens very often. Maybe, I don't know. But, you know, to do these kinds of beautiful acts of creation, and of being devoted to honoring and you know, lending our kind of vital energies to something that is meaningful to us. This is a place of power. This is a place where I really think it opens up channels in the mind, in the body, in the soul. And, you know, and it's something that creates meaning in our life. And that's really, we need meaning. I think so often I look at the world around me, I hear about people being so dissatisfied and kind of adrift, disenfranchised, lonely, unable to connect to others or understand others. And, you know, I think a lot of it is we lack a lot of meaning in our lives. We're overstimulated, we're inundated with information, we're busy. A lot of us are struggling just to maintain our lives, and that's tiring. It wears you out. But we need to find meaning, whatever that looks like for you. It does not have to mean that you believe in a god or a goddess or or, you know, something supernatural, or even in science or anything. Just finding something that is for you. Finding something that, you know, some days you wake up and you think, I'm alive and I get to, you know, partake in another day. There might be opportunities for me to engage in this thing that is important to me. And, you know, one of the ways that we can engage is through ritual. Okay. So, you know, even you see this in sports or even like gambling and stuff. People have rituals that, you know, it's, yeah, superstitious, but it's still, it leads to a sense of meaning, right? And that is something that I find to be quite beautiful. Yeah, I do. So let's see, what else? Do we have anything? It looks like a dog. It kind of reminds me of Snoopy a little bit. Now we also have, it says S-I, so C, maybe yes, yes. So here it looks like we have maybe the hierophant. 2, it looks like candles on each shoulder. So kind of like very illuminated being. Now the candles for me are what I call, you know, candles of illumination. And when I see them, I know this is you going through a spiritual download. But with the hierophant too, this is interesting because this is an archetype where not only do they have the knowledge, they have the insights and the wisdom, and able to take that knowing, that understanding, and apply it to a personal system, a belief system, a worldview, you know, kind of experiencing both outer and interior worlds. And so, you know, I feel like, I'm sure that you've heard in your life that you seem to be like an old soul, that you are, you know, wise beyond your years. You are somebody who has a lot of depth. You express yourself in a way, talk about things that, you know, people will meet you. I've never met anybody like you. I've never talked about these things with anybody. You're the first person. And maybe for you, this is like, you know, a regular, everyday kind of conversation, talking about, you know, metaphysics and mythologies and, you know, whatever, just all kinds of interesting things. And I feel like there is this really kind of coherent mapping that you have done. Your understanding of your reality, of your perception is very dynamic. It is complex, and it is something that is quite enlightened. Okay, so I feel like, yeah, people definitely are drawn to you. Now, some people may be kind of put off by this because they don't understand. They don't know. Like, what is this person about? What are they into? What are they, you know, and it's stuff that maybe can be kind of off-putting to some people because they just, you know, they've never, they have no experience with it. It's not something they necessarily think about. It is not the path that they are on right now. Okay, so that, I think that happens as well, definitely. Okay, so we have a mushroom right here. I just keep getting this feeling of like, I see. I'm seeing. I see this, or I'm seeing something for what it is. We have the fungi. So I feel like there's a sense of being very in tune with kind of the plant intelligences, fungi intelligences. You're somebody who absolutely feels very connected to outside. I think that you are somebody who doesn't necessarily spend if you have the choice, right? You don't spend too much time inside idling away. I think you're somebody that, like, you're always wanting to get out there and do stuff outside and maybe in the sun. I feel like maybe you're also pretty drawn to kind of at least a little bit warmer climates. And it is, there's like a restlessness. You're just going. And I feel like, this is a wonderful time of year for you, because if you're in the northern hemisphere or in the southern hemisphere, the weather is still somewhat mild, right? We're not into the peak seasons of intense heat or very cold. And so I feel like this is kind of a glorious time because you can be out there. You can be out in the world pretty comfortably, And maybe you're somebody who forages or has some interest as well. And I can imagine you kind of, being out there looking for stuff. Now, if you are not very educated about foraging, please do not pick mushrooms. I've read so many horror stories about it. Because I am interested in foraging, and usually I do things like ramps and, things that are very identifiable. And, you just have to be very careful. I don't do mushrooms because I don't forage mushrooms because I don't know. I'm not good enough at telling what things are. And I don't believe necessarily it's other people identifying it for me. So yes, be careful with that. Other than that, let's see. I think we will go over to our cards over here. Our Wild Bohemian affirmation cards. These are the fire element. And I'm just going to go ahead and flip through. I'm going to stop where it feels right. Okay. And it says, I am love. Stop overthinking and have unbound appreciation for every little detail of life. Unbound appreciation. I love it. I love that energy. I strive for it. I don't know how to achieve it. Not yet anyways. But I like it. I admire those who are good at looking for, their gratitude in all things, big and small. All right, Gemini, I want to tell you I love you because I do, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. They mean everything to me. I mean, it really absolutely makes me so just humbled and excited and, feeling very blessed to be able to do this channel and to connect with so many amazing people. It really is, I'm just astounded, honestly. I still am. We're about to hit 40K subs and I can't believe it. It seems like so many people. And I just think about all of the different energies of people I have encountered and getting to know quite a few really amazing, interesting people. over the course of the last year and a half or whatever it's been. And so, yeah, I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Honestly, I really am so thankful. And yeah, other than that, I'm going to go to bed now. Tomorrow I'm getting up early and I'm going garage sailing. I'm going to my first garage sales of the season. You know, where I live, garage sailing is a huge deal. So I've missed the last couple weeks, I guess the last 3 weeks since kind of the opener of garage sailing happened. I was in the middle of moving and I really was so sad. But now I have a Saturday to go and partake. So anyways, I love you. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk in just a few days. Good night.